Hello, everyone. Welcome to English Madam Podcast, where we learn English through emotional and motivational stories. Today's story is called Patience Always Wins. Life is not always easy. Sometimes we work very hard but still feel like nothing is changing. We feel tired, sad, and even lonely. But there is one powerful quality that can change everything: patience. Today's story is about a young girl named Maria. Her life was full of struggles, tears, and difficult moments. Many people doubted her. Many situations tried to break her spirit. But Maria believed in one simple truth: if you stay patient and never give up, life will reward you one day. So let's begin this emotional journey. The story. Maria lived in a small town with her parents. Their house was small and simple, but it was filled with love. Her father worked very hard as a driver. Every morning he left home early and came back late at night, tired but smiling. Her mother stitched clothes for people in the neighborhood. Maria often watched her parents working day and night. Sometimes she felt a deep pain in her heart. She knew her parents were struggling for her future. One evening, Maria came home from school. The house was quiet. As she walked toward the kitchen, she heard her parents talking softly. Her mother sounded worried. "School fees are increasing again," she said. "I don't know how we will manage everything." Her father sighed deeply. "Maybe Maria should stop studying for some time," he said with sadness. "We simply don't have enough money." When Maria heard those words, her heart felt heavy. Tears slowly filled her eyes. She stood quietly behind the door. For a moment, she felt scared. What if her dream ended here? But Maria wiped her tears and walked inside the room. She forced a small smile and said softly, "Don't worry, Mom and Dad. I will study and help you too." Her parents looked at her with surprise and love. At that moment, Maria made a promise to herself. She would never give up on her dreams. A difficult journey. From the next day, Maria's life became very busy. She went to school in the morning. In the afternoon, she helped her mother with stitching clothes. At night, she studied under a small lamp. Sometimes she felt very tired. Sometimes her eyes became heavy with sleep. But whenever she felt weak, she remembered her parents' struggles. That thought gave her strength. One night, while studying, Maria whispered to herself, "I will succeed one day. I just need patience." The pain of being judged. School was not always a happy place for Maria. Some students came from rich families. They had expensive books, bags, and tutors. Maria had only a few old books. One day, during lunch break, some students started laughing. One boy looked at Maria and said mockingly, "You want to become a teacher? Look at your clothes. How will you achieve such a big dream?" The other students laughed loudly. Maria felt her face becoming hot with embarrassment. Her eyes filled with tears, but she didn't let them fall. She quietly walked away and sat alone under a tree. Her heart was hurting. For a moment, she felt like giving up. But then she took a deep breath and said softly, "People can laugh today, but one day they will understand." The moment of hope. Months passed. The final exams were coming. Maria studied with full dedication. Sometimes she studied late at night while everyone else was sleeping. Her mother often looked at her with concern. "Maria, you should rest," she said gently. But Maria smiled and replied, "Just a little more, Mom. My dreams are waiting for me." Finally, the exam results day arrived. The school corridor was full of nervous students. Maria's hands were shaking as she looked at the result board. And then she saw something unbelievable. Maria's name was at the top of the list. She had scored the highest marks in the entire class. For a moment, she couldn't move. Her eyes filled with tears again, but this time they were tears of happiness. Her teacher came toward her with a proud smile. "Maria," he said, "you have made us all proud." That evening, Maria ran home with the result paper. When her parents saw it, they hugged her tightly. Her mother's eyes were full of happy tears. "Today, all our hard work feels worth it," she said. That night, Maria slept with a peaceful heart. Another big challenge. After finishing school, Maria wanted to join college. Her dream was becoming closer. But there was one big problem. College fees were very expensive. Her father looked worried again. One night, he said softly, "Maria, I wish I could give you everything, but I don't know if we can afford college." Maria felt sadness in her heart, but she didn't lose hope. She smiled and said, "Dad, please don't worry. I will find a way." She applied for scholarships and studied even harder. Days passed slowly. Every day Maria checked the mailbox with hope. Sometimes there was nothing, but she stayed patient. Finally, one bright morning, a letter arrived. Her hands were trembling as she opened it. The letter said she had received a full scholarship for college. Maria jumped with joy. Her parents hugged her tightly. It was one of the happiest moments of their lives. The hard days in college. College life was exciting but also challenging. Many students there were rich and confident. Maria sometimes felt small and nervous. She worked part-time in the college library to support herself. Some nights she felt lonely and exhausted, but she never forgot her dream. Whenever life felt difficult, she reminded herself, patience always wins. Slowly, year after year, Maria completed her studies with great dedication. The moment of success. After graduation, Maria started looking for a job as a teacher, but life tested her patience again. Many schools rejected her application. Some didn't even reply. Each rejection hurt her heart. One evening, she sat quietly in her room, feeling tired and hopeless. But then she looked at a photo of her parents. She remembered their sacrifices. And suddenly, her strength returned. "I cannot stop now," she whispered. The beautiful turning point. One day, Maria received a phone call. A well-known school wanted to interview her. Her heart started beating fast. During the interview, the principal asked, "Why do you want to become a teacher?" Maria answered with honesty and emotion. She said, "Because I know how it feels to struggle. I want to help students believe in themselves." The principal looked impressed. A few days later, Maria received wonderful news. She had been selected as a teacher. Maria cried with happiness. All those years of patience had finally brought success. Maria's new life. On her first day as a teacher, Maria stood in front of a classroom full of students. She smiled warmly. In that moment, she remembered the little girl who once studied under a small lamp. Now she was living her dream. Maria became a kind and inspiring teacher. Whenever a student felt weak or afraid, she always said, "Don't worry, be patient. Your time will come." Her students loved and respected her. Moral of the story. Life may test your patience many times. There will be moments of sadness, doubt, and struggle. But if you keep believing in yourself and move forward with patience, success will eventually come. Just like Maria, never give up on your dreams. Because in the end, patience always wins. Thank you for listening to this emotional story on English Madam Podcast. If you enjoyed this story, keep listening and practicing English through stories. And always remember the message of today. Stay patient, stay strong. Your time will come. See you in the next story.